One of the most interesting things about collectors is that everybody has a different goal. Some people buy cards to play the game, some collect master sets, some collect specific Pokemon, and even fewer focus their collection on a specific card. Some goals are easier than others, but what happens when someone pursues an impossible goal and it actually works?
Enter Kabuto King.
Twitter user Kabuto King went viral.
Big up to the Kabuto King.
He goes by the Kabuto King.
YouTube comment after YouTube comment demanding me to talk about the Kabuto King.
The Pokemon TCG community has become enamored in this story.
In August 2025, Kabuto King appeared on X with one goal: collect every first edition Fossil Kabuto card in the world. As a simple common card featuring an even simpler Pokemon, this seemed to many like an arbitrary pick, but true collectors never need a reason. It started out wholesome enough despite beginning his journey with 69 cards, and it didn't take long for the collection to start multiplying. By this point, the cards were already getting harder to find. Looking at the sales history of near mint copies on TCG Player, it's pretty clear that this first month was spent essentially clearing out the online marketplaces. And this begs the ultimate question, the same question Kabuto King asked in his very first tweet: how many are there? I've seen people speculate there are hundreds of thousands or even millions of first edition Kabuto cards out there. Kabuto King himself seems to think it's far fewer, but acknowledges there's only one way to find out. While I agree there's only one way to find out for sure, there's a million ways to guess. Bear with me while I do some napkin math. The best way to estimate something that's impossible to know is to start with things you can know. Firstly, fossil packs came with a 1 in 3 chance of a holo rare, and 7 common cards. There are 15 different holo cards, meaning each pack has a 2.2% chance to contain a specific holo. Then there's 16 common cards, meaning there's a 44% chance that a pack contains a specific common. Roughly speaking, this should mean there are 20 copies of each common card made for every one individual holo card. This is useful information because there's a fairly large known population of holo cards in graded pop reports. The Holo Dragonite is the most graded card from the first edition Fossil set, with over 9,000 cards registered between the three of them. This would mean that just in comparison to the known population of Dragonite cards, there should be roughly 180,000 Kabuto cards. There's a lot of room to extrapolate from here depending on what portion of Dragonite cards have been graded, but even if 10% of all Dragonite cards have been graded by these companies, which seems really high to me, that would mean there are nearly 2 million Kabuto cards out there. Of course, most of these are buried away in people's bulk boxes or childhood binders. We would need a truly unusual catalyst to flush these out into the wild, but more on that later. Whatever the real number might be, Kabuto King was undeterred and continued adding to his collection. As his collection grew, so did his following of fans, rivals, and monsters. By late November, the price of the first edition Kabuto card went from about $2 per card to now cracking $10. A pretty big impact for one man to have. But then, the algorithm got involved. On November 26, Kabuto King posted what seemed like just another update to the Kabuto count. These posts usually garnered 50 to 100k views, but this one got 11 million. Kabuto King had reached an entirely new tier of virality. There were articles being written about him, larger groups became aware of the project, and whether it was speculation or FOMO, Kabuto sales spiked and the price skyrocketed. Then, like moths to a flame, this irrationally volatile market attracted the crypto bros. Now, crypto bros are nothing new to the Pokemon card hobby. It's actually pretty interesting how much interest in the hobby is correlated with the price of Bitcoin. Intermingled with this was an increase in people participating in the hobby strictly as an investment. This has ranged from Wall Street Journal articles down to some cringy content on YouTube and r/PokeInvesting. But what seemed novel to me about the Kabuto King phenomenon was that it almost immediately spawned an ecosystem of financial gimmicks. A new line was created on Polymarket, Kabuto-centric mystery packs were created, and a new meme coin was minted. By December 2nd, the Kabuto coin peaked at a market cap of over $11 million, and it didn't even exist a few days earlier. This didn't last long, but even after the dust settled, the market cap was still at 3.4 million. Now, this was seemingly out of Kabuto King's control, but these new developments saw more people souring on the project. This maybe wasn't helped by the fact that he is apparently receiving the creator fees from this coin to put towards the collection. As of recording, that's up to $108,000, which can certainly buy a lot of $50 Kabuto cards. While Kabuto King leaned into the crypto world, many continued to try and poke holes in the seemingly wholesome story we had all been following. But Kabuto King wasn't distracted by any of the negativity. Instead, he decided to leverage the money narratives and do something actually good for the world. With his newfound fame, Kabuto King decided to sign one of his cards and sell it on eBay, with proceeds going to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. With the combination of altruism and the chance to own a piece of history, the bids came in quickly. As of this recording, it has surpassed $15,000 with 16 hours left in the auction. With all the different narratives about Kabuto King pulling off a Ponzi scheme or pump and dump, or claims that he's not in this for the right reasons and his true colors will come out, I think it says a lot that he struck while the iron was hot with this charity auction. Now I realize he's not technically the one donating the money, but I think there's something people are overlooking with this gesture. By giving away one of his cards, he's self-sabotaging his own stated goal of hoarding every card. So what gives? This might age like milk, but I think Kabuto King is probably just a good, normal dude who wanted to see how many Kabuto cards he could collect. Nobody could have predicted the spread of this movement, and I think it's just taken on a life of its own. The story was never about the Kabuto King, it was about Kabuto, an overlooked Gen 1 Pokemon card with millions of copies buried somewhere out there in people's basements, garages, or attics. The skyrocketing price of the card and the spread of the Kabuto phenomenon surely has hundreds, if not thousands of people digging through their collections, unearthing Kabuto cards with newfound appreciation. Or they'll take this opportunity to sell them to someone who will appreciate it. Of course, the original goal of collecting every single first edition Kabuto card was impossible, but this hubris might have been what was needed to ensure that every Kabuto has a loving home. And maybe that was the King's goal all along. It's hard to know what the future looks like for the Kabuto craze. Normally I would guess that this has to be the peak, but Kabuto definitely isn't the only bubble people are expecting to burst these days. With all the support Kabuto King is getting from the meme coin transactions, I guess it'll probably be a long time before Kabuto prices could approach normal again. This is rough news for anyone who genuinely needs a Kabuto for their collection, but I do have a spare that I'm willing to part with, so if you're in need of a Kabuto for your collection, leave a comment below that includes the word Kabuto and I'll randomly select a winner. Also, if you're in contact with Kabuto King, you better let him know he needs to come comment if he wants a chance at getting this one. I'll be back soon to continue my own impossible journey, so see you then.